whole river. It was a whole lava river flowing through hell with these people who just fornicate, people who cheated on their spouses, people who debate, people who watch porn, right? People who prey on little children. Okay, it was like they paraded them, and it flows through hell. It's like a parade of these misfits that just flow through hell. All right, and there's gonna say it's a lot more that I would want to describe in detail, especially what they were doing with the sexual predators. Just like there's also a compartment that I was at in hell where it is so bad because it's for people who racism. Okay, they have everything there. Okay, people who are racist. Okay, they have something special for them. Okay, it's like a whole amusement park created for the people who are racist, okay? Because racism is it's an illusion, it's a curse, it's to keep us divided and it weakens mankind. So then, therefore, the demons can also separate us and take us over. Like it's deep. But I want to tell you what I saw. You saw these people, and it was like a group of people, and they had flesh, they had clothes on, but they were just sitting. They was looking sad, and they wasn't saying anything. But they were kind of talking and mumbling something to themselves, and it had to be clean. They was in groups, probably of hundreds. They were in perfect groups. Like it's hard to explain. Sitting on these rocks, and they were sitting there, and then all of a sudden, you can feel it. Then all of a sudden, these big hot coals once again just come and smash the whole group. It just falls down, and you can still hear and then another one, boom, just smashing these groups. And all of a sudden, the rocks, they would crumble up and nothing would happen. They would still be reformed and still sitting there. It's just hard to explain these things. It's hard to even put them in words. But one thing, like I told you, there was a thing to the sins. There was a thing to it. The one that sticks out the most, the sin that you're doing the most, that sticks out, that you're addicted to doing, consciously and subconsciously, that's going to be the realm of your torture. That's going to be the most important part of hell that you will be in to experience that torture.
If you don't mind sharing, what was your sin and what was your specific torture for it?
Yes. Okay. Great question. My sin was alcoholism and violence. Okay. Drinking made me feel normal, okay? And violence, to me, they go hand in hand. When you drink, they bring out emotions in you. So what I got, okay, was not only, like I saw the people the alcoholics who would get lava and stuff poured on them, and they were drinking. The first thing, besides the worms, and thank the Lord, like I just know now that he was really sparing me from a lot. I think he gave me the tool so I can come back and save souls or point him to his direction. But what I received there was they ripped my mouth open. See, that's the part, a lot of stuff that I didn't want to explain in detail in the other show. They ripped my mouth open, okay? They took my tongue, and the first thing they did, they started to pour the hot lava. Let me tell you all, I don't know if you ever burnt your mouth on a hot cup of coffee, tea, nothing. That is nothing compared to having hot lava poured down your mouth. It is so hot where it gets numb, okay? It gets numb. They pull my mouth back. First of all, all of this ripped off. They don't just open your mouth. They over-exaggerate it. They pull my head back. They open my mouth. And I can't scream. I can't do anything. But then one demon grabbed my tongue out. And they poured this hot lava down me. And I know it was the Lord because I didn't feel the full extent of that. There was no way. But as the hot lava, I can feel myself getting stabbed as the hot lava simultaneously was coming down my throat. Now, the weirdest part was I didn't even feel myself. When I was watching people how they rejuvenate and their limbs grow back and they come back, I don't know if it happened so fast, but I didn't experience the feeling of rejuvenation or anything. I didn't experience none of that. All I was so focused on is the pain. And then it felt like all of a sudden it was so... Listen, the pain is spiritual, okay? The pain you experience in hell is nothing like here. Because just say, for example, if I was to touch your hand or stick your knife in your hand, right? you wouldn't feel it just in your hand. You feel it through your whole body at the same time. You don't feel it just in one little area where your nerves pick up the centers of pain. It doesn't work like that. You pick it up simultaneously through your whole body. So not only was the lava, I could feel it through my mouth, I could feel it on my toes, I could feel it through my hands, the heat, the same burning sensation all over. That's the closest I can get to it to explain that. But then, like when I got stabbed with the spear, I knew it came through my side, but yet I felt it from my head to my feet. See, it's a lot of things. That's why I asked the Lord if he can give me the best way to describe it. But there's some words and some descriptive words that don't even, you can't even, no matter what language you speak, it's hard to describe because it's spiritual. It's a different fabric. But I know instantly, because of my alcoholism, it was a reflex of my actions, of what I did to so many people. Because if I wasn't drinking alcohol, it wouldn't have motivated or enticed me to do the things that I was doing. Okay, so my tortures were getting really brutally, ear ripped off. I remember my ear getting ripped off. I remember my nose getting ripped off. I remember these little demons eating me. Okay, and that's what I told you, those little ones. I'm not trying to joke about it, but the little demons in hell cause the most torture and the most pain ever. It's the literal ones. They have the most rage, the most hate, they're the little ones. And I don't know if you had experience with somebody who's been to hell before, but I bet you they can concur if they had an authentic experience that it was the smaller ones that made me more afraid than the bigger ones. I'm just telling you right now. But my torture was based off my alcoholism and my anger and my rage, and also unforgiveness. And I know right now, just like I say, hindsight looking back, it was the Lord who was with me, because I did not experience an aorta of what the people that I saw in hell experienced. Literally. Like, but he put me through something. I went through, and there's nothing on earth that can mimic that. There's nothing on earth that can, nothing. I don't care. I'm not trying to minimize anyone's experience. I'm not trying to minimize anyone's painful physical experience, but there is nothing that can come close to the pain that you feel when you're out in your spirit, you're out of your physical body, and you experience pain on a spiritual level. It's not even the same texture. It's not even on the same, you can't even compare them. So I'm just trying to use words here in the physical form to try my best to explain.
Why do you think the demons hate us so much?
Because, great question, because we have God in us. We're made, and literally it says in the scriptures, we're made in his image. They're not talking about the physical image. They're talking about the spiritual component to it. We all have the light of God in us. Whether if we abuse it or not, we all have fragments of him in us. All of us do, and they can't stand that. So it's like this. They know they can't get him, right? So it's just like if somebody didn't like me, right? And I have children, they can't get to me because they're not stronger than me. They're not faster, smarter, but my children are not as fast, not as strong, right? So in order to hurt my feelings or hurt me, they will hurt my children to hurt me indirectly. So what they do is specialize and focus on hurting us, the children of God, his creation, and we have a resemblance, and it irritates them, first of all, especially those who have some kind of compassion in them. Because even though you sin, you still have some good parts in you. You still have some resemblance of the Lord and God in you. And it makes them go crazy. Just like some people can't even utter Jesus' name in hell. See, I have a lot of people who say, that's how I know if their stories are authentic or not, who say they were in hell and they were screaming out Jesus, they were screaming out Jesus' name. Well, that's kind of hard, because when I tried to do it, me personally, you can scream anything else. You can scream anything else, but you try to utter his name, it's like this, your mouth gets so heavy. No word is like, you can't. They make it kind of impossible, because they know if you're able to say that name, you're going to get some help. But they make it kind of impossible. But to answer your question is because we have the fragments of the Father